Evil
Dead
Burn.
Fucking sucked.
We can't get over how many film critics that we only listen to maybe a few minutes of their review, and they're overwhelmingly positive. It's not that it's their favorite movie of the entire year or something like that, but they definitely feel like it holds with the franchise and did not disappoint. And we could feel that that's the furthest thing from the truth.
We're not haters either. Like, we're like, we're like pretty reasonable people when it comes to films. We know we're not in the 90s anymore. But I don't know, man, after seeing, certain films like Obsession or even Backrooms, like, it seems like they're setting the bar pretty high for horror films lately. And watching this movie was just a freaking catastrophe.
I don't even think it's fair to like bring up Obsession or Backrooms. I wasn't a fan of Backrooms. I've watched it twice now, and I don't like it. It's not for me. However, I did enjoy Obsession. I think it's one of those movies that, if it would have come out, 20 years ago.
Are you recording?
Yeah, isn't that recording right there with the purple? It's still going. It says voiceover.
Oh yeah.
I can hit pause.
Yeah.
Even what did you ask for?
Gum.
Oh. So I think that I don't know. I think that's an empty pack. You're in charge of your gum. I don't know what you want from me. Here you go. There you go.
Thank you.
I don't think it's like Obsession even for me. Like, I even kind of felt like it was a little bit campy at some points, and a little bit kind of funny, goofy, overacting.
It was meant to be.
But I liked that. No, I liked that.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, and also, we don't know, like, maybe the bar is so low in general that movies like The Backrooms for people are really hitting strong. For me, I just felt like it was kind of, I don't know, blah. I didn't like any characters.
Guys, this is not going to be a review of Evil Dead Burn. This is going to be a review of, all of the horror movies that we've watched in the past few months. So get ready.
We go off on tangents. Get
your strap on and
get ready to plow through with us.
Yes, here we go.
Okay, if we're going back to Evil Dead Burn, so to be fair, we walked in 15 seconds after the movie started, so we grabbed our seats or whatever. According to chat, we didn't miss anything really. But when we saw the color scheme, the color palette, I was like, man, I wonder if it's the actual theater, like if there's something wrong with the lighting. Or maybe it's just like they're using this color palette for just now and they're going to change it as we get into the movie. But no, it stayed that way the entire time. And my husband here made a great point. You may refer to you as my husband, or you may refer to you as Jose, or you may refer to you as Silver Motion.
I don't give a fuck.
We're going to do Silver. If we're on Silver Motion, let's go. Mr. Motion here. Mr. Motion, he said something afterwards, and it kind of, it agreed with what I was feeling. He said, when you can't tell the difference between blood and the wallpaper or blood and dirt on the floor, there's a problem. And that's exactly right. It was very just one note, no depth, compared to Evil Dead Rise, which for Evil Dead Rise, the first time I watched it, I was like, okay, I have some serious issues with it, and I was kind of like irritated by some things in it. The second time I watched it, I loved it way more.
It's one of those movies, the more you watch it, the more you like it, and it's way more colorful than this one. And it's a dark fucking movie.
Yeah, and the family's more interesting, even though you don't spend like tons of time getting to know the ins and outs of their relationships.
Everything is way more memorable in Evil Dead Rise. Like, this movie was just completely forgettable. I didn't know what the fuck was going on at any point. I didn't care. It was just very frustrating. Coming back to that color palette, like, they have this gray filter. Like, have you guys watched The Book of Eli and noticed how they have the post-apocalyptic filter to it, that it's gray, but it does fit The Book of Eli.
Yeah.
It does not fit.
You're going straight for 4
this
miles.
whole fucking film. It did not fit the film at all. It was very, like, it's almost like the beginning scene of Evil Dead, the 2010, so the very first one of the remakes.
You're talking about 2017?
No, the one that we loved the most.
2017.
That was 2017?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We're old as shit.
Yeah, time means nothing for me. Anyway, I feel like if you remember the first scene of the movie, it has this gray color palette to it. Because, and it's when they're like, I don't know, like they're burning the daughter and like, she's like, Daddy, please no. And she's like, you're all gonna die here. Or
and then it lights up after that.
Yeah, and then after that, the movie, the color of the movie kind of changes, So I thought they were gonna do something like that in this movie, but they never did.
Still
they
going
never
straight for 3.7 miles.
Yeah, they never did. The entire movie stayed within this almost like Resident Evil Biohazard feel to it. It was just very odd. I don't know. Like, I didn't like it at all. It pulled me out of the movie completely.
What is this coming up here? Road work ahead. Okay.
I think we just keep
it's a
going
light.
straight.
Yeah, you keep going straight until you get to East Lincoln Way.
Yep.
Okay. So, you know how they always say, location, location, location. They're not lying. Location matters. For example, in both of the previous, if we're not counting the original two, if we're counting just Evil Dead and Evil Dead Rise 2017 and 2020, what did that one come out? 2023?
Sure.
So they both had like very interesting places where they took place. The Evil Dead took place in that cabin in the woods.
Yeah, and it's paying homage to like the classic,
the original, cool. Exactly. And it just looked really awesome. Even like when they were trying to get out of there, like the whole surrounding woods when she runs through the woods and she's attacked. And then Evil Dead Rise, that cool ass apartment building. Like, I loved how their apartment building looked, and their apartment specifically. I thought the rooms looked cool, even though it was like dingy and you could tell it had seen better days.
It felt like the building was a character on its own.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. That's a great
felt
way.
Like it's almost like you wanted like once you got to see some of the neighbors, you almost wanted a TV show out of it. Like I would have watched like a 10 episode series of this shit. But in this movie, there's none of that.
You would go on a tour to this place, or the cabin. But this place, and at first, like the old house, the outside of it kind of looked a little bit cool, but it was in a very bleak, like surrounding area. Like there was no like cool trees or nothing. And then when you go inside, and it was all like they tried to kind of show like in Evil Dead Rise, kind of the dilapidated feeling. But they took it a little bit too far. It was like disgusting, that place. Like, even to me, what threw me off was they were showing how old and dingy it is, and you're like, okay, if it's been sitting there pretty much with no family really living in there for the past 30 years or something. But then they had a dishwasher in it, and the dishwasher was like functioning, and it's like the dishwasher looked like it's been in there for 80 years. I don't know. Everything just threw me off.
Let's just put our cards on the table here, guys. This movie was not well written at all.
What was the main story?
This review that we're expressing right now there's more thought to it than the thought that was put into this freaking film. Okay? And we just started talking pretty much. We press record and we're talking. And what's coming out, it's higher quality than the film that we just watched.
We're driving. We're on our way home from watching the movie. And
yeah, sorry about the audio. I'm gonna have to like AI the heck out of it and clean it up because I'm driving right now and we're talking about the movie because we're just mad. We're just mad because we were expecting something in line of the previous movies, because we really liked them quite a bit, and it was just disappointing.
It's a go-to every Halloween, like Evil Dead and Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, those are movies that I watch once a year, no problem.
And this one I never want to see again. Like, I probably will watch it one more time just to see if maybe it were like being super harsh.
Like we did with Malignant.
Yes. Oh my God, Malignant, dude. I really thought like maybe we just didn't understand the vibe of Malignant. Maybe it was going for something that was just too I don't even want to say the word cerebral, but you know, like too edgy, too like experimental for us.
So it goes to show we do, you know, we're open-minded, we give second chances, you know, we're not.
You really did not want to give that one a second chance, but I was like,
really
yeah, no,
didn't.
I think we should. And then I watched it, and I was like, oh my god, it's even worse than the first time.
Yeah.
But I was saying what I thought would have been cool, instead of, is that a vehicle like parked in the field there, or those are just two separate lights? What is that? What are those two lights? Okay, so I thought it would be cool if they filmed the, you know, the funeral and like, or the after, I don't want to say after party.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. If they filmed, you know, after the funeral in the club, or he kept saying it was a restaurant, but that seemed like a club to me. And was that right? Because they were partying at the beginning and they were celebrating the brother's birthday, and they were in a place, to me that looked like a club, but later they mentioned it was a restaurant that he owned. But that had to be the place he owned, because an employee came out of the side, and the wife was talking to the employee, and the husband got, oh, watch out, guy with the bike, Jesus. And the husband got super mad that she was talking to him. He's like, because you're talking to my employee. So that had to be the place he owned. But even that was kind of confusing, because then later they said restaurant, but I don't know, maybe I need to rewatch it. It looked like a club to me.
See, you're giving me like ideas right now, like, you know, how we're talking
there.
Yeah, like
So
how we're talking about
happened.
like the last time, like they utilized the apartment building as the place and then the cabin. Why not using the restaurant for this one? Maybe they're stuck at the restaurant for whatever reason, and that's where everything goes down.
No, or they decide to have his funeral after party there, because that's his life. Remember, they're trying to get her to take it over. They're like, we want you to do it. Instead they go to some random house that doesn't even matter and has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, instead they just pick this like big old scary home for the sake of picking.
And it wasn't even that cool, and it happened during like, I don't know, most of it happened during like on a gray day. It wasn't even where is the new, it wasn't even like night fully, or it wasn't like full day. I don't know, it just seemed it went along with the whole atmosphere of the place.
First spot.
Okay, so we were gonna talk about a couple things we did like, and for me,
psych! We're gonna keep talking shit about this movie.
It's not problem number. No, I thought there was a couple moments that like were kind of like funny, or like they stood out to me. One was, and obviously more spoilers, we should have to say a spoiler alert at the beginning. But when her fingers got cut off in the door and they all fell off one by one, they just went like pling, 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 and they all fell off. I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah, I think that was the point that I told you, that I was like, hey, we're gonna be like this, the only joy we're gonna find in this movie is like the kills.
Yeah.
But then it turns out that we didn't even like after that one, nothing really, like, I don't remember any of them.
The only other thing I really liked was, and I feel like this is pretty messed up, that like, because the first kill of the DOG, went
DOG?
like DOG.
What is that?
What does DOG spell? Do 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 do.
Thank you so much. You too. Why did you say DOG instead of dog, though?
Because I felt bad, because some people don't want to know that a dog dies, and now you know that a dog
we're really
dies.
spoiling the whole fucking movie. The dog dies.
Yes, but
he dies like a bitch. So
wait, hold on 1 second. You got your two things here. Pause for 1 second. Pause. Wait. Okay, hold on. Just pause. Anyways, the first time I
want to make it clear, I don't have a spelling problem here. It's just that I was so shocked that she was not mentioning the word dog that my brain just could not comprehend that.
Two things. Number one, because I know that like anytime a cat or a dog gets killed in cinema, like people have a huge problem with it, and agreed. I'd rather see a person die than an animal. And also, one of my neighbors had a dog named DOG, so I figured I would just spell it DOG. So the first time the DOG gets taken out is horrific and horrible, and I hated everything about that scene, because if I was the French wife, leading up to that moment, you could see like everybody was becoming like mentally unstable, especially the dad, and I would have got the fuck out of there. I'd have been like, I don't care that your son just died. I don't care that I'm his wife. Like, I owe you guys nothing. Goodbye. Because they were being psychotic. So when the first time that the DOG departs this world, his mortal coil, is pretty messed up. Is that a Cybertruck? No, it's another weird light. But then later on, the Deadite DOG comes back, and she goes out and just freaking eviscerates it because it's coming at her. And I don't know why, like, it kind of seems like a very comic booky scene. It's got like kind of very red sky in the background, and that's the first time where I'm like, oh, color. There's some actual color in this movie. And I just liked how that kind of like scene played out. I just thought it looked cool. It kind of felt like a werewolf being taken out, you know, instead of just this weird.
Man, I got nothing. I really want to say that I like something about this film, and I got nothing. Usually there's, I don't know, something that surprises me. There's an actor or an actress that knocks it out of the fucking park, and I'm like, hell yeah. Like in the last one, you know, I mean, I don't remember the name of the protagonist. The one, I mean,
the mom.
Yeah, not only the mom, but the
sister.
The sister, like
yeah.
the core group of actors, freaking nailed it. Like
even their neighbors. Besides, one neighbor was a little not memorable, the older guy, but the two younger kids.
Yeah,
like,
everybody was very memorable. Yes. Everybody was super likable in this movie. Like, I'm sorry, nothing. I'm not trying to, like, you know, like, freaking, I don't know, nothing against the actors. I mean, it's probably the material that they were handed. Like, they did the best they could with it, but I don't know. I just feel like everything was under par, and I'm just not. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this movie to my worst enemy.
What about the inconsistency as well as like what made like what? So they kind of mentioned that this family was being targeted because the grandfather messed around in the occult or something, but it was super vague and super weird.
They never really come back to it.
They talk about it later again, but it's super weird, and they briefly mention it. But also, like, is it like a zombie bite infection? Because like, the kid who ends up, we see his funeral, the husband, the younger husband, I should say, because there's an older husband. There's an older husband and wife, and their kid is married to the French girl. So he dies, and when he dies, he's been killed by someone who's infected, who's a deadite or whatever. And she basically is like, you know, we're coming for you. We want to know where your family is. But then they just kill him. They don't follow him back. You know, I guess maybe they follow him through his body, his dead body, because then he pops out of the coffin later. But so that's already happening, and they're already being infected. The dad's already infected from the funeral home. So why does it matter that she reads those names out of the book? Did she summon extra demons? Was it like a demon with a side order of, like, you know, optional side demons? I don't understand why that was important. So the lore gets really muddied here about, like, what was the point, and like, why do they want the family so bad? Oh, it's because they've got that dagger that can kill them.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like, I don't know, and the dagger, finding it, I don't even remember where she found it at originally.
Bottom line, guys, we're going on a tangent here.
Oh, but I wanted to say one other thing.
Go ahead.
Because if I'm going to pick another thing that I like, the second person to die, so the two guys who were fishing at the beginning, his friend dies, and the second guy, the black guy who was, you know, he was out in the water when it boiled, and he gets out. When she walks, she purposely steps on his hand, and like his skin slides down, and all you see is the bone. To me, that's when I thought, I was like, oh, we're in for some gruesome fun
that felt like
stuff.
an Evil Dead movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish, you know, but instead they just kind of like went over the top with like taking that lady's dentures out and like licking them and then putting them back in her mouth. That was, you know, I'm not saying I hated that, but I think it was supposed to be kind of like funny, but the funny moments weren't funny.
Yeah, bottom line, guys, I feel that I'm going to title this video, if you hated Evil Dead Burn, come and join our freaking group.
Our hate fest.
Yeah, our hate fest, because That's what this video is about. It's about venting. It's about letting all that negativity out of ourselves and projecting it onto the listener, which in this case is you. And in old school Silver Motion fashion, I'm gonna go ahead and say, and then you can rate it as well. I'm gonna go ahead and say that for what it could have been. So this movie at its best, okay. I feel like this is a 1 out of 10, dude, for what it could have been, in my opinion. I give it a 1 out of 10. It's bare minimum. I don't even remember what that rating means, but it's like it's impossible to make it worse. I feel like I don't know. It's just terrible. 1 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I would give it a 2, and that's only because, like, I understood, like, I liked the idea they were going with at first, where it's like, you know, there's some domestic violence going on, that they're a married couple, and he, like, hurt her, and he had been hurting her, but they don't really, like, I mean, I guess he doesn't need to have an excuse of why he's hurting her, and I don't mean that. I just mean more of, like, they didn't really explain any of it, like, you know, you could tell they were happy around their wedding, but even someone who's being abused could be happy around their wedding. So was it always going on? This was always part of their relationship. What happened there?
Too many unresolved subplots.
And also when she, like, you know, he tells her at the end, you know, she stabs him with the knife that kills the demon inside of him. He says, "I love you," and she's like, "It's not enough." I thought that was kind of a cool message, like, you know, just because you love somebody doesn't mean that you guys are good for each other. I feel like they could have done so much more with that idea. They could have built, and then she just, like, crumbles his head and he turns back into the petrified version of himself, the cremated version of himself, and it's just, it made me mad. And then also with the 2 cutscenes, let's mention that real quick before we end everything.
Oh yeah.
So after the credits,
spoiler alert.
the whole thing is a spoiler.
Yeah.
At the end of
Stick
the credits,
around.
there's one scene, and then at the end of the
another one.
next set of the credits, yes, we just happened to be sitting there and cleaning up our stuff and talking about how
Crying,
trash
you know.
the movie was. And so, what was the first one? Do you remember the first one?
No, but I remember the second one.
Oh,
which
yeah,
is the other one that I kind of cared about.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking. Oh wait, oh no, the first one was the one demon to survive is dragging herself by her arms down the road with her legs that are completely gone, bleeding,
Yeah.
and someone basically stops for her and is like, "Can I help you?" And she's like, "Huh, they took my legs, but yours will do," and just scratches her. So is it like cat scratch fever? Now she's infected, I guess.
Yeah.
And then do you remember the second one?
Yeah, and then the second one is kind of like a teaser, you know, because we have the main character of Evil Dead Rise appear, and you know
The daughter first. She's
Yeah.
How does the daughter end up living at a crematorium, by the way? So she went through this horrible ordeal, and is it one of her relatives or something that they work at a crematorium? So she's there with her new, whoever's adopted her or taking care of her or whatever. And then in the mirror she sees Mama.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mama's with the maggots now.
dude, the voice is so good. But like, okay, I would have rather seen a story with her in it. This story, you know what I mean? Like a story that continued on Evil Dead Rise.
Anything.
Because otherwise, it just felt like a, I don't know, not a cash grab, but just kind of like a pollita, like just like, this is, you know, this
We're
is
gonna
what
get
it
a
could
better
be.
mic, guys. We're gonna get a better mic, and we're gonna do some more of these for, you know, because it's fun.
We watch a shit ton of movies.
We watch way too many films not to do this.
The world sucks, so, you know, we've got to escape into the world of cinema, even when it's shit.
And yeah, stay tuned and see you on the next one.
Yeah, we're gonna go eat our Taco Bell now. Bye.
Goodbye.